Greetings, everyone. Welcome back to Beyond Boardroom Business. I'm your host, Coach Stephanie, and I'm a business strategist and I love what I do. And tonight, I am interviewing Mr. Trae Johnson. He's the founder of Serving Trae Inc., and he has a plethora of different things going on, and you're going to find out all about it on Beyond Boardroom Business. This is the podcast that I have the opportunity to interview trailblazers and business owners, entrepreneurs, essentially leaders that make a difference. And I love what I do. Just being able to interview people and see what goes on behind the scenes. How are they successful? And what kind of tips that they can leave the viewers and the listeners? Because there are a lot of entrepreneurs that are trying to succeed. Not only trying, they're doing it. And to listen to the trailblazers, the people who have been there and are succeeding, I mean, who else better to give some tips than those who know what to do and who are in the trenches fighting the battles and all the other things that come with the world of entrepreneurship. So tonight with Mr. Trae Johnson of Serving Trae Inc., he's going to discuss about his foundation and also how to climb the mountain of financial aid. He is a financial aid advisor and he is also an author. He's going to talk about his books and his nonprofit organization, 501c3. Just get your pens and paper and your notebooks, whatever it is that you need to take notes, because I'm sure he's going to drop some gems for you tonight. So without further ado, let me bring on Mr. Trae Johnson. How are you this evening?
Hey, Coach, how you doing today?
I am feeling fabulous as always. Thank you for asking. I really appreciate you being here tonight.
Oh, it's my honor. I've been praying for this opportunity for a long time, so I'm excited.
Thank you. So, for those who are not aware of you, can you please explain who is Trae Johnson?
Sure. Well, Trey Johnson started out many moons ago wanting to be an author, and so one of the first things I done trying to be an author is I used to try to talk to girls and used to write love notes, and I used to say, "Will you be my girlfriend?" And even though I got turned down several times, I still love to write. So through the years, I had a passion of being an author, and I actually won an essay contest. I won a trip to Denver, Colorado, and then through the
Wow.
years, I established my publishing company, Campania Publishing, named after the community I grew up in a small city outside of Augusta, Georgia, called Harlem, Georgia. And yes, there is a Harlem, Georgia. And
Wow.
I'm blessed to be a self-published author with my books, How to Climb the Mountain of Financial Aid and Family Scars, which then I got inspired for some personal tragedies to create Serving Trade Incorporated, just to be able to be a blessing to help others in the community.
Wow. You definitely have a lot going on. And as you mentioned, Trae Johnson, that's your website as well, correct?
Yes,
TraeJohnson.com.
yes,
Okay.
ma'am. TraeJohnson.com.
And Trae is spelled Trae for
Yes,
those who are just listening. Okay, so let's start with financial aid. I mean, tell us about some tips. If you can just give us one great tip on how to overcome the mountain of financial aid, that would be great.
sure. Start early. Apply for your FAFSA. Read. Don't skip. Read. And for the students, don't always depend on your parents to read your information. This is
Mhm.
your loans. This is your Pell Grant, your account. Read up on everything that go on, especially loans, because some students don't need to have loans. They just taking it just for personal reason and not realizing they have to pay it back.
Wow. How could they miss that? How come it's not more clarity on that, because I remember going through college and seeing all of those vendors just ready to help us apply for credit cards, and that really advising us and really starting the negative, trend of messing with the
Mhm.
credit. Yeah.
Well, it's called greed, and if I dangle a carrot and somebody's hungry, they're gonna jump for it. And so that's unfortunately with a lot of students. They don't read the memo and they just see $3,000, $5,000, $6,000. They don't have no money in their pocket, so they go ahead and grab it.
Wow, wow. So you actually help the students. What do you do?
Well, as a financial aid counselor, I educate students on the Pell Grant, some loans. We have discussions on scholarships, and to kind of look over their accounts and kind of give them some advice to kind of help them out in the future. I'm the type of person that I'll let you know you don't need no loans, but at the end of the day, it's your choice. So I can only inform you what's going on, and then just trying to help students with their dreams, help them be successful. There's especially students who are first generation college students who may not know what's going on or could be confused. I'll give them some advice as far as how to handle college life, and will advise them to kind of go to some different organizations like Trio Student Services, which they personally handle first generation college students, and just try to guide them to the right direction. Because a lot of times we don't have. I've noticed in my experience here for about 13 years in the financial aid industry that many students don't have that support system at the house. So they come to school and that's where they get their support system. They get their own personal cheerleaders because, again, we want to see you to be successful and we have your back. And many times, many students don't have that love.
Oh, wow. So, what's the ratio of the students that come across your coaching, your consulting, and they understand what they're getting into and they take heed, or do they all just blow it because, like you said, they have no money in their pocket and something beats nothing? What do you see?
Well, it's a mixture ratio. A lot of times that, yeah, some people might see the carrot, but they understand that they know they take a bite of it, then they're gonna end up have to pay. And then sometimes, unfortunately, you get peer pressure by your friends for taking the money, and just I'm trying to educate them to help them out, and then just trying to inspire them because if they need a job, talk to us for work study, and we try to give them opportunities that they don't have to be in debt, and just kind of teach them about budgeting, the finance part, and so they at least have a good shoulders on their heads, and hopefully they'll take what we educate them about and just move forward in the community and far as reaching their goals, because you do not want to be someone who's 21 years old having a 50, $60,000 debt and have to
Wow.
pay back. Yes.
Man, that's crazy. Wow. Yeah, that debt. You just hit me with that. And then they still don't have the skill or the experience to pay it off. So,
Yeah,
wow.
exactly. And one thing I speak about in the book is that, and I know you spoke on it earlier, in our generation, it's so much different. For example, I know if I was looking up information, I had to actually go to the library and pull up the card catalog, and then it's for me to do the research. Of course, in today's time, they can Google. So I always tell students to do your research. For
That's
example, if you want to be a teacher, I'm not trying to diss the teachers, but let's say you want to be a teacher and you know that their salary is $40,000. Why should you go to a school at the end of your 4 years, you in debt for $70,000, $80,000?
wow.
Either you need to change schools or get more scholarships to help you pay. You don't want to be end up in debt, because debt is no good. It's no fun. It's like a ball and chain. You don't want to have that. You want to have freedom.
Right, exactly. So, is there like a basic website that everyone should go to if they're interested in seeking grants and loans
But
for students?
there's over a million of
Wow.
grant loan. So it's kind of hard for me to even to tell students that because it based on criteria,
Yes.
ethnicity, your majors. I mean, you could be an African American nursing major. You know, you could be a single parent or a single father. It just depends on your category. But
Yes.
I always tell students, especially high school students, if you want that roadmap, that blueprint, how to climb the mountain of financial aid,
Yes.
TraeJohnson.com. Order
Yes.
1, 2, 3. It's a good Christmas gift. And if you go online, you order it, you get an autographed copy from yours truly.
Wow. And what's the name of the book again?
How to climb the mountain of financial aid.
Wow, definitely. Where can they purchase it? Through your website? Is that the
Yes.
only way? Okay.
Yes,
All
they
right.
can go on my website, TraeJohnson.com, which of course they can, when they purchase from my website, they get an autographed copy. But of course, you can always go on to like
Okay.
Amazon, and then you go like Barnes and Noble that you can go online to purchase it.
Okay, wonderful. Yes, I think every student should have that book because like you said, you don't want to start off your life already in the negative. And
Mhm.
I'm sure your book will help guide them through all of those pitfalls. So thank you, definitely.
Oh
And
yeah.
and, and then with you helping them with their budgeting, and with this show being about entrepreneurship, is there a basic type of template for budgeting that you would like to suggest for people that are not necessarily savvy with their finances? Is it like a particular flow that people should follow from your
Well,
experience?
the first flow is you just have to understand what is an asset and what is a liability. You have to actually understand as far as knowing your budget and what is your limit. Once you can understand that, then it's simple that you could just make a simple Excel spreadsheet, just breaking down your costs and your expenses, and you just actually look at it. Oftentimes we talk about it, but I'm a visual person, so I actually have to see what's going on to kind of make some decisions. Like, okay, do I really need to go out this tonight, spend this extra $50, or do I need to just stay at home, relax, and just watch some Netflix or some other shows or whatever's on TV. So you got to understand your expenses, and especially if you want to be an entrepreneur, a leader, then you have to definitely understand business. So stay at
Sure.
home, read a book, read different financial books. You know, I like to read like John Hope Bryant books, Robert
Okay.
Kiyosaki. I like stuff that I can take and then try to move forward on there. Because again, being the key to being an entrepreneur is your overall goal is financial freedom, freedom to make choice. And
Man.
so you don't want to punch a 9 to 5 all your life. So understand your numbers, understand your budgeting. And as I stated before, with students, uh, pretty much let mom and dad let them, doing all their work for school or far as the business side. As a future entrepreneur, you need to understand the business. You might hire a team, but you at least need to understand the ins and outs, the key words. You never know, somebody may be trying to be slick, but you smart enough to understand the game, and you're smart enough to understand how to run your business and so forth, and how to move forward.
Definitely. Yeah, I really appreciate that. So basically, you're saying create an Excel sheet and just write everything down so you can see what you're actually doing. And then that can help you figure out what you need to adjust or change or modify. Yeah, that's really great. Thank you for that. And so you said you have one book about how to climb the mountain of financial aid, and you have another book as well, correct?
Yes, ma'am. This is my first book, fiction book called Family Scars. It's
Wow.
about a businessman, since we're a business show, a businessman and deacon of his church named Ellis Hickman that loses his wife to cancer. And through the process of grieving, he has to now work with his adult kids. And now he's learning and understanding that the things that you did in your past can affect you in the future. That's why I call it Family Scars, particularly the scars part, because remember you as a child, you riding your bicycle, then all of a sudden you fall off, you flip, and you
Right.
might have some scratches and bruises at 8 years
Right.
old.
Right.
But when you turn 40, you look at that mark and you still see the little bruise and the little mark. You still
Mhm.
have eternal scars, and that's how some people go through emotional scars, and not necessarily physical, but emotional scars with the trauma that they deal with when they're younger.
Wow. So how long did it take you to write that book?
It really took me maybe a year and a half. It could have been sooner. I would have to admit I procrastinated a little bit on it, but then something just kind of hit me and like go ahead and finish it. So probably a little bit under a year and a half. Just went on and finished it. I want to be an author. It's just I can't sing, but I can write. I always dreamed if I can sing like maybe Luther or Smokey or Keith Washington or even Tevin Campbell. But I wish I could. I would try to sing, but you might just cancel me right now, so we don't want to do that. But
Yeah, thank you.
but I like writing. I enjoy writing. It's a passion. It's just something I want to make a career out of, and
Wow.
that's what I came to start writing. And I stayed before. I won some awards, got recognized on a few things, and I
Oh,
just addicted.
congratulations.
Thank you.
Wow. So did you, within that year and a half of writing the book, Family Scars, did you experience writer's block?
No, it's not really the writer's block. It's I'm learned that when you do some work or working on a goal, you need to focus on the goal. I
Yeah.
typically will work on one thing and then bounce off to another. Compared to if I just stayed focused on that one thing, I would have gotten done sooner than
Okay.
expected. So I'm
Okay.
just learning now to, even though I might have something on my plate, I need to schedule and make sure that I at least work on it at least a day, at least even a day, even if it's 15 minutes a day to work on that goal and chip on it so I can accomplish that.
Awesome. Yeah, what I like to do when it comes to writing books as a book writing coach and author as well, just make those deadlines and try to stick to it. Try to stick to it. But yeah, life gets in the way sometimes.
That's it.
And but I enjoy writing as well. It is such a joy to be able to get your thoughts out of your head onto paper, into a book, and have others share it.
Yeah.
It's a blessing, and I
Oh,
I really enjoy it.
oh, you're right. I think the one thing, like when I write, you never know what people may expect. Like I actually had somebody call me 8 in the morning,
Wow.
and for that minute I felt like I was Tyler Perry because he started going on and on about these characters. Like, why you let this character do this? Why you let this? I'm like, okay, brother, can I get my cup of coffee first before you get that
Right.
excited? So I'm like, okay, but I love that. I enjoy it, and I love that reaction. It's another form of entertainment. So I was thrilled.
Are you going to have a part two to the family scars by
I,
any
I'm
chance?
I am that's in the works. I've been writing on some notes on it, and so that is the goal to go ahead
Okay.
and do the part two. And I'm actually working on a script for
Yeah.
Family Stars. So I actually have a screenwriting mentor, you could say, I've been working on. So I got that in the works. I just got to make some corrections.
Okay.
Family Scars and to write on screenplays. I'm actually working on one for How to Climb the Mountain of Financial Aid,
Mm.
which kind of tells some stories that I've seen throughout my financial aid career. Which
Okay.
the name. I'm not gonna say the name yet because I want to kind of get things together, be
Right.
official. Because you might see it submitted at some of these fairs, but I'm almost finished with Act Three, so I'm feeling pretty good about it, and you definitely will feel and understand some of these characters and so forth.
Right. Well, like you're saying, it feels good to be a blessing to someone. You're definitely blessing others by writing your books. So thank you for that.
Yes, ma'am. Thank
Yes. And you're also working on another book. I
you.
don't know if
Yeah,
you want to talk about it, but it's
I give yeah I give a little synopsis. I'm working on
okay.
a children's book. I'm in,
Awesome.
I always want to work on a children's book, but just kind of figure out what direction I want to go. But I became a father to a little girl, Taraya, and so I'm like, okay, what would be a book that brings value? When you bring value, it's just not for this moment; it's for a lifetime. So
Yeah.
I thought of an idea what I wanted to do for value, something that she can read or she can look over, and other kids. So getting that together right now. I'm looking to do a series on a certain subject that's very needed in the community. And
Oh,
so, then working with adults, as far as the goal, as far as my marketing goal, I want to work with youth from 8 to 10 years old. So
okay.
it's going to come out real soon and hopefully get the support from the community. But this is something that I'm inspired, especially when it comes to business. And so we looking to handle some business with our youth to educate them. And I want to eliminate any type of excuses of why you didn't know.
Wow. So tell me, why? Why do you want to be a blessing to others?
It feels good. It's always feel good. When I joined my fraternity, we started, feeding the less fortunate.
Yeah.
We started school supply drives. So it's always feel good. I mean, I know I'm blessed, and sometimes, and I will admit that I can complain on a few things, but then I have to look myself in the mirror and say to myself that many people wish they could have your situation.
Woo.
And I witnessed people eating out the trash can, sleeping
Wow.
outside. I mean, I've seen somebody on the road laying down, and they wasn't, drunk or nothing. They would just sleep because they didn't have nowhere to stay. And
Yeah.
so I wanted to be a blessing. And so one of the reasons why I started serving trays because I went through a life changing situation on
Mm.
July 4th, 2003, 5 a.m. at Doctor's Hospital at Augusta, Georgia. I lost my mother, and she
Oh,
had
wow.
lung cancer. Thank you. And
Oh, she had
she had
lung.
lung cancer.
Okay.
And
Wow.
so, you know, being a family member to someone who had, cancer, is that not a good feeling? It's not a good feeling because knowing the person for all your life and knowing
Yeah.
where they used to be and having that cancer to kind of change them physically and even mentally is
Mhm.
heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And so dealing with that and being, like I said, a family member, it was hard. It was tough, especially losing a mother when I was 24 years old. So I was young when she
Yeah.
passed away. And
Yes.
so in time, I wanted to do something to be a blessing and help, and kind of do something in her memory too as well. And so I wanted to do something that stands out. And so I thought of serving Trey. And so, of course, with my name Trey, but I wanted to remix it and be a serving Trey, and I want to be able to serve people, as far as being the blessing to help the families and patients who are diagnosed with lung cancer, to be there to help them out, to be a support system with them, and to directly affect them. I know many organizations raise billions of dollars a year for different resources and different other things. But for me, I want to touch you. I want to be able to help you. I want to be able to provide grants, grants for you. I want to be able to provide wigs if you need that, or whatever that you may be needing. We want to be able to help you out and help the people. Not we don't want to just talk about what we want to do. We want to do it and have fun doing it, and then just help the community and grow.
Wow. Wow, that's wonderful. So it's kind of in your mother's honor, huh?
It is, cause my mom always liked to help people. She
Oh,
was a Sunday school teacher, and so she
oh,
always wanted to do a whole lot of stuff. And she made a big impact on me. And so just every day, especially when I look at my daughter, wishing that she was here to see her, and then of course listen to my father because they was married 38 years. So she
wow.
died a week after their anniversary. But 30
Wow.
years, 38 years of marriage. And so, of course, he talked about it all the time and just want to be able to do something. to help people because she inspired me, and I want to be able to inspire and help others. And because again, like I say, cancer is crazy. I mean, again, I lost a lot of other close family members with cancer.
Wow.
I know I lost my granny with cancer, and then my uncle with cancer. So just a lot of different things out here, and so I know I may not be able to switch it up for different cancer where I may be able to help. So I wanted to focus on, I guess, the first one that kind of slapped me in the face, which was the lung cancer. So I just want to, like I said, help out, and which is funny because she never smoked and none of that, but
What?
she just, yeah, never smoked, never did that, never done that. I mean, you know, she just had it, and I remember she told me this on the counter when I was in high school, and then she had one surgery, and then had to have another surgery, and then she just had to take out one of her lungs, and like I
Wow.
said, just a lot of things that you experience, and it was like it's heartbreaking, like this is your mother, and so it just emotional. Even now when I hear someone I know that mother passed away, I have that, like, okay, you need to talk or whatever, because I've been there. It's not easy, and everybody has a different coping
That's true.
method.
That's true. Wow. Wow. Yeah, I can't imagine. So, how did you go through anything with the passing of your mother because you were young?
I
Um,
mean, not really, because I mean, of course, I agree even more, but I mean, one of the things um, I kind of never expected this, but I just kind of when I was talking with her and my dad one day, and I just kind of asked the question like, if something happened to you, what you want us to do, and she want us to live, and if that means you take it off the life support or whatever, because of course if she's in that situation, then it's hard for her to live, and then she don't want us to suffer. She wants
right.
us to as well. So that's always been on my mind. And my father always said that he kind of glad I said that to her, just kind of ask that question.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, but yeah, for me, I mean, like I said, I'm the type of person that, I may grieve, but then I have to move on. I may go out of town somewhere for a day or two, or just maybe chill, rest, just get myself
Yes.
occupied, or may be a good subject for a book to write. So that's while I was in my mind mentally, I might get a pen and paper and go to some coffee shop and start writing some stuff,
Yeah.
and then I can be, cool like I'm Coach Stephanie. So that's just trying to work on that level.
Yes, writing is very therapeutic.
Oh, it is.
Definitely enjoy it. So that's part of your wusa. How do you have your me time?
Well, my me time is like twofold. One, when I get to the house, I like to relax. But again, like I said, I have a 1 year old and then a wife, so I definitely want to enjoy with her because again, she's my little world. And one of the best advice that I got from one of my best friends, Virgil Deutsch, he told me this, that regardless how busy you are and how you're trying to work to have your business, focus on her, spend as much time with her because she's not going to be a child all her life.
That's right.
Eventually, she's going to grow up and be an adult with a different mind frame, different time schedules. So this is the moment now you need to take advantage of this right now with your baby girl, regardless, because you can't get back time.
Mm. Let me tell you, you are so right. My oldest is 38 this year, and I have a 36-year-old and a 25-year-old, and I'm here to testify. Time flies. It's like, where did the time go? But
Mm-hmm.
they are assets to society, and so I'm thankful. And I learned so much with the joy of motherhood. So it, I'm so glad that you have a little, beautiful 1 year old and a beautiful wife and just a family. That's so important.
Oh
That's
yeah,
awesome.
it is.
Congratulations.
It is. Oh, thank you. Oh, before I forget, a couple of days ago, I just celebrated my seventh wedding anniversary. So
Wow.
yeah. So I think I'm better.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. So I think I'm better than I can give you a better book better than Steve Harvey about relationships and stuff. So 7 years in the game, yeah.
That's right. That's right. Any tips on how to survive marriage?
Oh yeah, I mean it's simple. One, be yourself. Two, understand how to talk to each other.
Yes.
Understand each other's peace. You
Yes.
know, understand that you about how to communicate. You can talk to me, but am I listening? Do I understand what you're trying to say?
Right. Right.
Any issues? Let's talk one on one and have a conversation about it. I'm not gonna yell. You're not gonna yell. We're gonna talk.
Oh, I love that. Yes. And it's so important, especially as a business owner.
Mm-hmm.
Your family has to be on point because that's
Yeah.
the foundation of who you are. So
Oh,
that
yeah,
shows
exactly.
a great leader. So thank you.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
definitely. And I give my wife props because a lot of times before I send out newsletters, I have her to read it just to make sure it sounds good. And then just just certain things like she's a big supporter. It's like you got to also to understand that this person has their own style and what makes them comfortable. So I had to learn that my expectation may not be hers because she may not feel as comfortable doing this as you may want her to be. But
Right.
if you put her in her space that she's comfortable, that she enjoy, that's great. You know?
Yes. Yes. I love it because then both of you all are able to thrive in your own power and together as a unit. And that
Oh
makes
yeah.
it stronger.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
definitely. Definitely. Especially now with the baby girl, that's want her to be able to see, you know, how to not just work hard, but work smart. Because a
Right.
lot of people can work hard, but they don't work smart. And I think the greatest statement I heard actually was last week is that what's the purpose of teaching somebody about worth ethics if you don't educate them about generational wealth?
Ooh, hello. That's it right there. Yes, and she's able to see a positive environment, so she knows what to expect when she comes of age. All of that makes a difference from day one. Wow. So, wow, this has been great. So yeah, all the different things that you have going on. Do you have anything coming up that we need to be aware of?
Well, sure. As I stated earlier, I established a nonprofit 501c3 organization called Serving Trae Inc. And again, the goal is to help patients and their families who are diagnosed with lung cancer. So we got some couple of things like a health fair I'm working on and looking to partner with some organizations and some groups. But want to let you know that we will have our inaugural Spades tournament. Yes, Spades
Wow.
tournament. It's going to be Saturday, November the 2nd in Stockbridge, Georgia at Frozen Smoke Lounge. And so we're going to raise money for the organization so we can be able to be a blessing to others in the community. So we have that going on and looking forward to it because I don't know you know this or not, but November is Lung Cancer Awareness Month.
Wow. Okay.
So
Wow.
we're going,
Great timing.
yeah,
Yeah.
so we're gonna start the month out there and trying to, like I said, raise money and raise awareness. So if any of your listeners want to volunteer, help, even donate, you can go onto the website. You can communicate with me at servingtrade2@gmail.com. If you want to donate financially, which we definitely appreciate it. Again, we just starting off. You can go Zelle me at servingtrade2@gmail.com. And
And that's
again,
number two, right?
yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Servingtrade2@gmail.com. And
Okay.
so, of course, it's tax deductible. So you can donate and you get your tax information so you can go ahead and file on your taxes. So, again, serving trade, the number 2@gmail.com, and kind of come help support. And we definitely going to need some volunteers as far as our spades tournament and some upcoming health fairs.
Oh, wow. That sounds great. Is there anything else that you would like to leave the listeners and viewers?
Well, just three things. One, if you got a goal, do it. And if you want to quit, think about the reason why you started. Number two, nobody can stop you but yourself. So you got a vision to go, again, do it. And regardless of who say you can't do it, if you do it, then you prove them wrong. And so what else they're gonna say? And then three, again, thank you, Coach Stephanie, for this opportunity. Definitely, like I stated before, looking forward to it. If anyone want to communicate with me, of course, you can always go onto my website, traejohnson.com. Again, TRAE Johnson.com. Of course, you can subscribe to my monthly newsletter. Definitely going to have a lot more information with Serving Trae and my upcoming book release. And if you want to purchase How to Climb the Mountain of Financial Aid, which it will be a great gift for those who are a senior in high school looking for college. And if you love to read Family Scars, go ahead and check it out. Buy a couple of them. And that's my three statements.
Wow. That was great. I love it. Thank you so much for being a part of Beyond Boardroom Business. I really enjoyed this interview with you, and I look forward to following up with you in the future to see how everything is turning out for you. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. All right, everyone. I really enjoyed that interview. I hope you all did as well. He had a lot of tips on finances, on how to write a book, and how to serve people. He was a great asset to anyone that's willing to learn how to get ahead, especially as an entrepreneur. We are given all types of different scenarios and challenges in life, and people like Trae are just he's just kicking butt. He's handling the business, family, business, it all. And I inspire you all as well to, as he mentioned, just don't give up, keep going. That's what life is all about. Again, I am Coach Stephanie, and this is Beyond Boardroom Business. And until the next time, which is every Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, on all of my social media platforms. And then you can always go to iHeart, Alexa, Apple Podcasts, etc., and listen to all of the other episodes that I have, and beyondboardroombusiness.com. So thank you all. And until the next time, stay prayerful, stay persistent, and stay patient because the money's coming. Thank you all. Talk to you soon. Peace.